Well, I hope you're enjoying your Easter around the world. In the UK it's been lousy, we've had terrible weather for Easter, typical. But we can paint whatever weather we like, can't we? So we'll start off with a bit of Fabriano £130. Reliably informed that it's about 20% rag and 80% cellulose. It's a studio paper, cheap enough to waste, but it's good for wet in wet, and it's good for what we use it for. Wet in wet watercolour, a rocky stream. So that's got a few rocks. Stream coming around here. Bit of distance. Banks. Don't overdo the rocks. Don't want too many. And then we'll have a bit of a bank coming up here, and then going around the corner here, bit of a horizon. Some trees coming up here, background of trees, something like that. Just a very quick drawing. The other essentials are, of course, the brushes. You only need, well, the Ron Manson large hake, a rigger and a flat. This flat is, I've used it for oil painting, but I've managed to keep it fairly free of paint near the ferrule. And a piece of card for scraping out the rocks, a cup of tea, of course. That's about it. Colours, cadmium yellow, light. I prefer the medium. Oh, that's got some on the back of it somehow. Let's clean that, because yellow's quite, even watercolour's quite difficult to clean off. Right, okay. I prefer the cadmium medium. It mixes very well with the burnt sienna, and my colours are cadmium yellow, one or the other. Lemon yellow, you can use lemon yellow. I don't like it personally, it's a bit weak. Raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, burnt sienna, all Winsor & Newton Cotsman paints, student quality. But provided they're quite moist, you see mine are very moist, see the shine. I keep them in the Stay Wet palette, which I spray with water. Well, there it is, look. Bit of a towel. Lasts far longer than the membranes they supply. Like the sponge membranes, not the surface ones. But you can use proper membranes to go on here for acrylic or oil painting. And it's one way. I give it a good bit of a spray, so that will keep my Stay Wet palette nice and moist, or it will keep a membrane nice and moist too. But the danger of it is that if you over soak it, water comes through one way, the paint doesn't go through the other from the top, but your paints get rather diluted if they're acrylic. Doesn't matter with oil. Okay, that was sweet. So we'll start, oh sorry, I'll just move my pot away from there a bit. We'll wet the paper all over with clean water, and then while that's a bit damp we'll put in some background wash of raw sienna. Now I'm not really convinced with this hake, it's a new one, not very new, but it's keeping the bristles together. Well, they're together now, so I'll put in a bit of a wash while that's nice and wet. My raw sienna is lovely and moist. I'm going to probably try and centre the light, I think, on this one. So, bit of blue and red. Okay. Bit of ultramarine. Remember, these dry much darker, lighter than when you put them on. So that would be for our sort of a bit of cloud. So we'll put a bit more red in there. Okay, so go over your water. That will dry. We're going to cover a lot of that up. So while that's wet, we'll go with a darker blue to that horizon. Okay, there they go. We can put in some bit of green in there, really. So a bit of cad yellow, bit of blue, nice bit bright, bit of sienna. Okay, just ring the change. We don't want too many flat colours. Want a bit of warm in there, sort of watery leaves. Okay, now we'll look at that in a minute. I can't remember too many nice Easters. It's too early in the year, really. Right, I'll just reclip the paper. There's no need to stretch or pre-shrink your papers. I use quite a bit of the Winsor & Newton £90 cold pressed 100% linen paper from Ken Bromley. It's totally different. It doesn't lift out anywhere near as good as this paper, but they all do different things. Let's just scrape out a bit of background. Look, see, it goes back to the light, and you can always use the thick look, to get a texture. It's pretty good like that. Very easy to overdo all this. Okay, so that'll do for that. Reclip again. Paper's still expanding. Put it tight. 2 ways at once. Okay, there we are. Now we can put in some nice. I found this in Mordenhall Park last week or week before last. I think somebody was using it for cleaning off nature in the wetlands, specimen sort of brush, I don't know, but it might do for some stipple. So I didn't leave it. Obviously, I didn't leave it there. Probably still looking for it. But that would be like looking for a needle in a haystack. So let's just put in a bit of background trees. So there's a bit of alizarin in there, and a bit of the blue, a bit of ultramarine. It's just background colour. And we can superimpose stuff. My aim is to keep one side different from the other, different angle of the trees. You don't want symmetry. This is all very simple stuff with a bit of practice. I'm often being accused of having an imagination, but I haven't. I've just done a lot of it. And the paintings sort of make themselves as I go along. Now I can put a bit of dark in there, I think. So let's have a nice bit of blue and a bit of sienna on the blue side. Bit of shadow in there. More blue, and the corner of this brush is sort of leaving the main brush. Okay, just creates bits of mystery. When you squeeze the water out, don't pull the bristles, just squeeze. Then you can reshape the brush in your fingers. I'll see there's a little clump there developing. Don't like that. Put any loose hairs. Right, okay, let's start to put in the banks now. So nice and bright. Bit of umber. Bit of blue. So I'm only following the drawing very, very loosely. I'm going to have some dark in this back here. You want dark so that your rocks can show against. There's a bit of reflection coming down there. And we'll have a nice bit of raw sienna and a bit of mix the two siennas. Get that in there. Now a bit more dark in here, because these are my rocks. Well, they will be. Let's just get the bit on the other side here. So when you've done a lot of this sort of stuff, you will find that you'll build up a repertoire of favourite views, ones that you're familiar with. Right, and there's some lighter stuff in here. Blue and red. Okay, let's just put a little bit more light, and then we'll whack away at the rock. So a bit of cadmium yellow, a bit of red, a nice bit of bright in there. Try to avoid mud. Bit of shadow under some of this. Right, card. It's a bit of card. Just model your rocks, but don't want to overdo it. So it's just a bit of shadow, reflection. I mean, a little goes a long way with this. Okay. Now, the first person I saw do this was not Steve Cronin, as good as he is. It was John Darlison with a credit card. He took out of his wallet and modelled the rocks, and I'd never seen anything like it. But the danger is, you see these techniques and you overuse them. Let's just get some in there. Very easy to overdo, get carried away with yourself. And just a few, one or two. I think that side's come out a lot better than that side because I overdid it. But if you don't like it, you can always I can usually tell who's working from who, folks. I don't think you haven't been spotted. Just make some shadows on these rocks. Okay. Right, now we can reclip the paper and have a swig of tea and start to model in here. Now, little point, go to the corners of your stone, because if your mount is a little bit large, you'll find lots of white bits sticking out in the corners. Oh, we're just putting a few little ripples here. Right, I'm getting carried away there. Probably not carrying away. Right, okay, so let's put in some blue. Well, let's have some greeny colours. Greeny grey. And the brush is split a little bit. Bring it back together by working it in your pan. Hakes were not made to be used with paint boxes. You need a good mixing space for them, and that's all cheap. You can get it all from the supermarket, from the grocers. The trays, the food display trays, they're only £2 or £3 each, if that. Usually come in packs of 2 as well, which is very nice. A bit of dark on one side. You can't fiddle with the hakes. That's the great joy about this brush. It stops you from fiddling, poking to death. Oh, let's just get something up here. As they wear in, provided the bristles stick together, you'll find that they will come to a nice thin edge. Right, let's just anchor those. Okay, I will put some these and things over there. I'll try that stipple bone, but I might not. Alright, let's try the other side now. We'll get this one coming right over. Remember where the branches zigzag. Go off the page. Well, they sort of break. I like to take another one off the base of these trees, and we can get a bit of warming there, I think. Just have fun with it. And if it doesn't work, turn it over and try again. water on the brush, a bit of burnt umber, a bit of blue, a bit of cad yellow. Get a chance to have a look at the Ron Ransom videos, some of them, borrow them, buy them. David Dickinson sent me a couple of Ron Ransons, a couple of Terry Harrison. I've still got one of Terry's demonstration paintings from a long time ago. Right, let's get some bluey, dark blue, grey in there. Raining again. I've some of the basic colours from the background in here. And then a bit of nondescript across there. Oh well. Something like that. Could put another little rock there, but I'll leave that. I'll clean that out a little bit when it's dry, when I dry it. Right, let's get some stuff in here. See, you can use a rigger for all this, but you don't get that spontaneous look to your work with the rigger. It's okay for, you know, go as far as you can with the one brush, which in my case is this wonderful Ron Ransom hake. I came across Ron Ransom 30 years ago. Alright, so we want that as an autumn scene, don't we now? So we won't use that stipple brush, we're going to use a bit of Payne's Grey and a bit of sienna. And a bit of cad. A bit of water on your brush. So a bit of yellow, bit of everything, really, bit of red. By the time I put this in the mount, a bit orangey. I'll just dub in the brush. Nice and bright red, so it shows on the camera. I'll put a bit of that in there. Undergrowth, the same over here. That light red is very opaque, so be warned. It's a lovely mixer though. Okay, I'm just going to dry that off, and I'm just going to lift out a bit across there. Might put a little man in, I might not. So, but before you lift out, make sure it's nice and dry. Okay, now a bit of tissue to damp. Now I can use the hake for this, or I can use my 1-inch flat, which is what I'm going to use. So it can be nice wet. Make it nice and thirsty. Mind your sleeve and the palette. Let's just come across here. I'm going to put another one in here. See how easy that lifts out? Just a bit of wind ruffling. Just straighten up a bit. Although that's not too important there, because it could be going slightly round the bend like I am. And then a bit of that. A bit of that. I can just lift a little bit. We just take a little bit of colour out of the rocks, just so they show. But that's okay. I've anchored the trees. I've sort of put a bit of a reflection there. Right, that will do. I think. Don't want a man in there, do I? No. I'll sign it. I think it's just about worth a signature. Sign in black watercolour. Sign it here. Right, then we'll put a mount on it. And hope for the best. Now this is there's a bit more of a narrow one, this. A smaller mount. No, I like the bigger mount. I've gone to the trouble to paint a big picture, let's have a big mount. Okay. There we go. One down the bottom. Oh, no, put it up there. Right, okay, so another one bites the dust. Yep. Okay, now if I was worried about the going uphill, I could twist it in the mount a bit. Or I could just take a little bit more out up here. Or, hold still, we can make sure it's dry and just bring that horizon down just a little bit. A bit of blue, a bit of umber. There's a bit too much water on my brush at the moment. There, that'll do. So there we are, the rocky stream, rocky spring stream, autumn stream, autumn mainly, I would think. A bit spring though, there'll be more green, and I've used this lovely red. So I hope you enjoyed that, folks. Have a go. See you soon. Bye bye.